guys, it's Kay. Welcome back to Home Neat Home, and today I've got a really fun video for you. We are going to talk about this. This is the Magic Eraser, but that is a brand name. It's also known as a melamine sponge. So I was thinking the other day, I was like, what the heck is this thing and why is it magic? Have you thought that too? Well, it's actually less magic and more science. If you want to hear about the melamine sponge, keep watching. So you've probably seen this a lot lately, especially in the early 2000s. This is known as the Magic Eraser, or it's just called actually a melamine sponge. Magic Eraser is a brand name just the same way that Kleenex is a brand name and Band-Aid is a brand name. But I have got the dirty on exactly what this is and why it works so well. I'm also going to talk about some cons to using this melamine sponge, and you can make the decision about whether or not you want to buy more. So let's talk about exactly what this is. So you may be saying, this is made of melamine. Yes, it is. Melamine foam, actually, that's what this is. It's melamine foam, as you can see. It is a foam-like material, and it's got like a spongy-like texture. Very spongy, very soft. This was used for the longest time before the early 2000s to insulate pipes and as sound insulation. It was also used in ducts and pipes as well. And it is manufactured most famously, I think other companies manufacture it, but most famously by the German company BASF. Now I know that you've heard of this company somewhere in your brain, but they are a manufacturing company. They make lots of really cool materials, and they are calling this material Basotect. And there are a few different variations of Basotect. I forget actually what this Basotect is called. I think it's called Basotect C or Basotect 2. I will put it on the screen just in case you're interested. Just fun fact, BASF's headquarters is in a really cool German town called Ludwigshafen. Ludwigshafen. I just wanted an excuse to say Ludwigshafen. That's all. So BASF is manufacturing this stuff as soundproofing and duct pipes and things like that as insulation. And in 2001, some executives from Proctor and Gamble were overseas in Japan. They were working there, and they noticed that this Japanese grocery store was selling blocks of this as a cleaner. And of course, being the capitalists that they were, they snatched up the idea and started selling it and marketing it as Magic Eraser. So now that we know the history behind Magic Eraser, what exactly is this? Technically, this is formaldehyde-melamine-sodium bisulfate copolymer. Formaldehyde, melamine, sodium bisulfate copolymer. Now, did your ears perk up when I said formaldehyde? I think they probably did, huh? Okay, let's talk about that. So I know that there was like a rumor going around on the internet for a while. You know how those things are, that these were actually hazardous for your health because the name of the chemical or the molecule that these are made of has formaldehyde in the name. So when I looked at the chemical formula of this, there is a little portion of the molecule that is a formaldehyde type atom structure that's attached to the whole thing, but having that little structure bound so tightly to the molecule doesn't make it behave like formaldehyde. So it's not really formaldehyde, it's actually the whole thing. It's just the same as the sodium portion of sodium chloride doesn't behave like sodium and is not going to hurt you. So yes, maybe there may be formaldehyde and maybe trace amounts in this, and maybe hanging out with all of your other melamine shelves in your house, but from what we know right now, it's not enough to hurt you. So now that you know what this is made of, let's talk about melamine. Melamine is a resin that is very hard and brittle, and this is a melamine foam. It's made of a structure of very skinny and flexible strands of melamine surrounded by air pockets. I'm going to insert a picture of it right here so you can see. And it makes you feel very soft and flexible. And it works on stains and cleaning dirt off surfaces by having a sort of an abrasive quality. So in other words, this actually cleans by acting like a very fine sandpaper. So that means that when you clean with the magic eraser, it's going to be leaving little bits of itself behind and scratching like a very fine surface off of whatever you're cleaning. So that means you shouldn't use this on glossy surfaces and very delicate surfaces. Now, in doing my research about this little handy dandy cleaner, which cleans really well, actually, by the way, we'll do a little demo at the end of this video, I discovered that since they are made of a copolymer, which is a plastic, they are actually not recyclable and not biodegradable. I know that they have been marketing this as an eco-friendly cleaner because you don't need harsh chemicals or any of the chemicals to clean with that. You can just use water. And by the way, you can also use these dry, apparently. I haven't tried it, but using it wet just makes the dirt stick to the sponge a little better. It's sort of improving its cleaning quality. But you can use it dry as well. So knowing that this isn't recyclable or biodegradable made me think twice about buying more of these. They are a really fantastic cleaner, as you can see, as you're going to see from the demo. However, I am going to now use these as a last resort since they are not super environmentally friendly. And just a little bit of a rant about using sort of chemicals to clean. I have a little personal pet peeve about when people talk about chemicals and how man-made chemicals are bad and harsh and chemicals that come from nature aren't possibly going to be bad for you, because that's definitely not true. Cyanide comes from nature. The stuff from nightshade plants comes from nature. It can definitely poison you. Just because a chemical is man-made doesn't necessarily mean it's going to hurt you or is bad for you or is going to give you some disease. You just have to be a well-informed customer and a well-informed person who's cleaning your house. This, for example, in my house, I don't use bleach because I think bleach is very harmful, but I do use some other cleaning agents that I think that are definitely man-made but are definitely less harmful. So just educate yourself about whether or not the chemical is going to be bad for your health or good for your health. It doesn't matter who made it, whether Mother Nature made it or a man made it. Just do your research. So the other bad thing about these is they don't last very long because they act like a very fine sandpaper, and that is why they disintegrate when you use them. So I feel like these only last maybe like 1 or 2 uses if you do a really tough job, and then they're done. Then you have to throw them away. You can't even clean anything with them. So if you want to make these last a little longer, I have heard that if you cut these into smaller pieces, you will get a little more use out of them. But basically, I'm just going to reserve these for really tough jobs that just, they won't come off. They're great for getting crayon off of walls. They're great for getting scuffs off of walls and baseboards. But other than that, I don't think I'll be repurchasing these. But I gotta use the ones. I'm gonna use the ones I've got. So let me show you how well they clean. All right, so I'm really zoomed in here to the corner of my house. It's where my vacuum cleaner lives. So as you can see, we've got a scuff mark down here sort of, and we've also got one sort of higher up here. So for this scuff mark, I'm gonna use some elbow grease and a gentle cleanser. And on this scuff mark, the worst scuff mark, I'm going to use magic eraser, and we'll see which one was quicker and more efficient. I'm gonna wet this with some water and I'll be right back. Well, that was fast. That whole thing took a total of 14.4 seconds. So let's go in with the traditional cleaner and a microfiber cloth. And you can see the dirt on the sponge, by the way. Yuck. All right, we've got a microfiber cloth that we've done with some traditional cleaner. We're gonna go for this scuff mark over here. Okay, well that actually, I'm shocked that it worked. There's actually still a little bit of a mark here, but most of it came off. But I scrubbed for significantly longer, 1 minute and 9 seconds. So let's finish up with the magic eraser, see if we can get the rest of that off. Okay, that came off really quickly. So it really has no competition. And it looks like it has already started to break down a little bit. I did use this a little bit on my bathroom door to get some of the smudges that were on there off. It works exceptionally well, but it is starting to break down, so I'm thinking I can use this for like maybe like 10 more minutes, and that's it. Then I gotta throw it away. So how do you guys feel about the Melamine sponge, also known as the magic eraser? The cons are it's definitely bad for the environment. It definitely doesn't biodegrade. It doesn't, it's not recyclable, so you're definitely just putting plastic into the environment when you throw these things away. On the other hand, it does clean really well with virtually zero elbow grease. I mean, you do have to do a little something, but as you can see, it took significantly less time to get a smudge off the wall than a traditional cleaner and some serious elbow grease. So what do you guys think? Will you guys be purchasing more magic erasers after this, or will you stop using them altogether? So I just did this. I thought this was a really fun video, just to see exactly what they were made of and like why they cleaned so well. It's a little sandpaper, so definitely don't use this on your face or your skin or anything like that, because it probably will hurt you. If you're not subscribed, I'd love to have you as part of the Hub Neat Home family. We do vlogs on home care and the life of an opera singer and just general home organizing, cleaning stuff. It's really fun. So join us by clicking the subscribe button and click the bell so you don't miss a single video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, thanks for watching. Formaldehyde, melamine, bisulfate, sodium, bicopolymer. Formaldehyde, melamine, sodium, bicarbonate. Oh, damn it.